All right. Cool. We're good, Brendan?
Looks like it.
Okay, cool. All right, hello everybody, and thank you for attending tonight's Camp Jayhawk 2024 information session. Just some general rules. You can, Brendan, you were trying. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Just some general information before we start. If you have any questions, please, if you're viewing online, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Josh and Brendan will both be here looking at it while we do some presenting. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Nathan Bosledua, and I will be the 2024 Camp Director for Valley Scout Reservation this summer. And tonight we'll be talking specifically about our Scouts BSA camping option, Camp Jayhawk. So, Josh, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name's Josh Evans. I'm going to be the program director this summer. And as you might be able to see, I am tuning in the corner of the TV screen.
Alright, then I'll introduce myself. Hi, my name's Brendan Felt. I'm going to be the camp commissioner this summer. And this will be my third time being camp commissioner. Yeah. Let's do it to it.
Alrighty. So, firstly, tonight, every good scouting function should start with a safety moment. So tonight we wanted to basically talk about heat-related illness because preparing for summer, this is the most common health risk we see at summer camp. And basically we just wanted to talk about what different things on heat-related illness covers and how to prevent it and how to treat it. So first is heat syncope, which is basically dizziness and or fainting. This is just the first step. Oh, Brendan, your computer shut off.
Oh, it sure did.
Basically, heat syncope is the first step into the heat-related illness, and it's basically the the stage where anybody will start to show visible signs of being hot and being tired. Then, does that mean we lost Josh too?
Yeah, we lost Josh.
Okay, that's all right.
We're good.
We're good. And then the next step would be heat exhaustion. This is when, there we go, an excessive loss of water through excessive sweating will occur. You want to cool the person and get them out of the heat, remove excess clothing, spray or douse person with cold water and fan them. And if heat exhaustion goes untreated for more than 30 minutes, if the person is not back to full consciousness, or basically, they're just not mentally there yet, that's when the emergency medical services needs to be called. And then at that point, it could go into heat stroke, which is a very serious heat-related illness, and basically an immediate cooling and evacuation and activation of EMS is required, and that is basically when the body is no longer able to cool itself. And so basically we do not want any of that to happen. We want to prevent even heat syncope from happening out at camp, because here in Kansas it'll get into the 90s and 100s during our summer camp sessions. Cool. Is Josh still there?
I'm going to get him after you finish.
Okay, great. So the prevention of this and the prevention tactics are there's a couple different ways, but basically you want to monitor before your stay at camp. You need to check the weather beforehand, knowing how hot and humid it'll be. And the big one is the acclimate. You want to make sure that both you and your scouts, are getting used to the hot weather in when it starts to get warmer in April and May. It takes 7 days of heat exposure to prepare for these types of environments if you're going to be outside constantly. And then and hydrate. That is the big thing that we'll push out at camp, and that is the big thing that you should be pushing before camp too. Is even if you come to camp dehydrated, it's gonna be almost impossible to actually get fully hydrated while you're at camp. while you're walking, working, and living outside. So drink when thirsty, and preferably water. We will be pushing everybody to be drinking as much water as possible, even though there are some other liquids that you can find at like camp, as in like Gatorade and other milk in the dining hall. Water is going to be your best source of actually getting hydrated. And make sure we're all observant. Make sure that we're all watching out after each other. And if anybody shows signs of heat-related illness of any sort, you need to contact the medic or one of us to go into further procedures from that. So that is our safety moment on heat-related illness. Brendan is going to go ahead and try and get Josh back on after the computer.
Yeah, computer messed up a little bit.
So,
It should still be fine if they're
okay, yeah, that's fine. So, we have some upcoming events that we want to get out before we start talking about Camp 2. When we get Josh back, we can start he can probably talk about our OA Lodge's upcoming elections. I can talk a little bit more. On April 12th through 14th, the OA section conclave is happening. That's when the 5 lodges within our section, so mostly from Missouri, and there's one lodge from in Iowa, which is Matigua, will come to Valley Scout Reservation during that weekend. It's basically fellowship times 10. It's crazy. It's crazy fun. There's a lot of competition, a lot of fellowship happening there. So we're really trying to make a big presence since it's at Valley Scout Reservation this year. So please get all of your Order of the Arrow members registered, and we hope to see you there. And then, Josh, you're back. You can talk about the other 2 points listed on here.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you talk about elections?
No, that's I left that to you.
Okay, so Zayhawk Tonga is currently starting its election season, and beyond that, just its unit visits. So if your troop or crew is looking to have an Order of the Arrow election, we can come out and talk about what the OA is. We can also talk about some camping opportunities and just about anything that the OA can offer, or anything that your unit wants to use the OA as a resource for. So I believe all the Scoutmasters should have gotten an email about that, but if not, you can go to the Lodge website, and there's ways that you can contact various members of the Lodge for whatever it is that you need. And then the other thing, of course, is National Youth Leadership Training. So that is the premier leadership training for youth within the Boy Scouts of America. And the course for us, will be happening out at Valley Scout Reservation this year, May 26th through 31st. And that's a Sunday through a Friday. And basically for that, registration is live, and we've got an exciting course being planned. So we hope to see as many people there from our council as possible.
Thank you, Josh. All right, so we're gonna get into some camp related stuff a little bit, and like we said, if there's anybody has any questions watching the live stream, please just drop any comments or anything in the chat, and we'll answer them whenever we get to a stopping point, or something seems urgent, or if it's about a topic that's on screen or past a couple screens, we can kind of backtrack too. So, the summer camp dates are, we have 2 sessions for Scouts BSA. The session 1 is June 9th through 15th. Session 2 is June 16th through 22nd, a Sunday through Saturday. The fees are listed are if you are within Jayhawk Area Council and you have a new scout that has joined your unit in 2024, so starting January 1st of 2024 and beyond, before camp, they are $250 to attend. The early bird, which will be on the next slide of when it ends, is $325 per scout. The regular scout, after the early bird ends, up until basically the camp session is $375. Leaders, all adult leaders, so each adult leader is $175, and your campsite deposit is $250. Which there's an asterisk near leaders. Did we describe? Okay. But basically the $250, when you pay your $250 when you register your unit first, is the word that's escaping me.
It's applied towards paying the cost of the 2 leaders.
Yes. So your $250 will go into the first 2 required leaders for that. So what's the math on that?
So you'd still owe $100
Yes.
for the leaders.
You would owe $100 for both leaders. Yeah, cool. The big thing to include that this is a change for this year is all of these pricings for the scouts are all inclusive. So in previous years, you would have to pay for certain other merit badges, like say if the archery and all of the target and range sports, they had an associated cost with them that you would have to pay before you got out to camp or at camp. Other stuff like t-shirts and everything else too, that would be separate costs and prices, but these prices right here include everything. So this is a one-time, you pay this and you do not have to worry about anything else cost-wise for you and for your scouts. So I think we hit that slide pretty well. And here are some of those dates that we were talking about. The merit badge registration will open March 1st, so that's going to be next Friday. We will go ahead and you can sign your scouts up for merit badges. The campership request forms, which are for only for scouts within Jayhawk Area Council, you have to have those submitted to the scout office by April 1st. The early bird, so when the price jumps for scouts, $50, ends April 19th, meaning that you have to have your scout, the scout that, say you have one scout that's going to be going to have an early bird, you have to have that scout paid in full by April 19th in order for the early bird to be to take an effect. If they're not paid in full after April 19th, then the regular scout price, the $50 increase, will be applied to their account. So please make sure to utilize the April 19th deadline for early birds. The t-shirt sizes, so you go back into your registration for scouts and make sure that you have their t-shirt size input. If you have any problems with that, you can either email us t-shirt sizes and we can go in and put them in for you. Those are due by April 22nd. So if we do not have a t-shirt size for you or your scouts by April 22nd, then it is not guaranteed that we will have a shirt for you upon check-in. And then the merit badge registration closes before May 31st. So make sure that you have all of your scouts registered for merit badges, and this allows us time to make sure we have we know our class rosters for the summer camp session that starts that next week and a half after that. So cool. All right, Josh, do you want to go off of daytime activities?
I believe Brendan's first.
Brendan's first. Okay.
I do believe I am first. Yeah, so first up is a new program area that we are starting this year called FSR STEAM. To kick it off for this year, we're going to have 4 new merit badges: chess, electricity, engineering, and photography. Those will be taught in one of the conference rooms in the basement of the dining hall, since most of them require some amount of research on a computer. And yeah, we're really excited to have these. We'll get a little more when we get to evening activities. There's a couple of competitions associated with STEAM as well. But yeah, so for this, the first year, we've got 4 new merit badges in a brand new area. What's next?
Okay, yep. So some other stuff that's going to get worked on is the ecology area. The ecology area will now have the conservation area tacked on with it. So there will be a couple new reworks and some other stuff happening within the conservation area, which is we're going to be offering a non-merit badge opportunity for some conservation work. So say if scouts are wanting either a different experience and wants to stay in the ecology type area, or maybe they're not necessarily going after merit badges, they want to just have fun and they want to get working on like trail work and other stuff like that. They can sign up for a class time slot that is just conservation work. And then over on in the Ecology Lodge side, we are offering oceanography this time around. So we're kind of switching around some things and adding some new things in to keep the program exciting and fresh. I think that's it. All right. Boating. Okay, so we are going to be offering 2 different outpost adventures this summer. Basically, Outpost is going to get, it's another, like we said, we're offering some experiences that necessarily aren't merit badge based, but more adventure based. So the Outpost program, we're going to have 2 different ones. The first one's going to take place during class time. This is a Monday, Tuesday afternoon adventure. I believe I think it's 13 and over on the age of scouts. So, the 13 years or over scouts will get an experience. So day 1, so that Monday afternoon, will take place on our lake to basically go over some safety procedures and kind of get used to boating around. And then day 2, we will be taking the class out to Lake Perry to do boating on Lake Perry, which is, and then that will probably go into the open session time in the afternoon as well. So just to get them the more time boating out on Lake Perry. So that's the time when scouts, if they want to take fishing equipment with them to Lake Perry and do like a day of fishing on Lake Perry. So that's just one. We'll have the other come up here either next or in a little bit. Go ahead, Brendan. Okay, Josh, you have a merit badge scheduled.
Okay, so as you can kind of see on the screen there, that's the merit badge schedule. This is also a good time to point out that basically everything that we're talking about today can be found in either the leader guide or the program guide. And both of those are available to download on the Camp Jayhawk page on the council website. So if you want to print this off and take it to your unit meetings to show everybody and have each scout pick out what merit badges they want to, we highly recommend doing that. Basically, the block schedule is just that every Monday, Tuesday morning, Wednesday, Thursday morning, and then the afternoons for those same days are its own merit badge, with the exception of a couple that you can see that'll run the entire week. Something that, just to kind of point out, you will see swimming merit badges on there twice. Those are 2 different sessions, so scouts do not need to sign up for both of them. You can either take the Monday, Tuesday morning, or the Wednesday, Thursday afternoon. And then, yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. We're gonna go move on to evening activities. We don't see any questions yet, so that's fine. We're just gonna keep moving on. So evening activities. Oh yeah, we're gonna go. So Brendan, you wanna take this one?
All right, so Monday night, I've got a few opportunities. The first is open swim and open boat down at Aquatics. We've also got the reopening of the Action Archery Range up by the archery range. So that's an opportunity for scouts who have earned the archery merit badge or will attend open archery earlier that afternoon to show that they are proficient enough in archery and can perform archery safely. Then they'll have an opportunity to walk. It's a course that goes into the woods back behind the archery range, and you shoot at 3D life-size animal targets. At STEAM, I mentioned they'd have a couple competitions as well. we have the Lego bridge building competition. So a team of scouts will have roughly 5 to 10 minutes to build a bridge over some water or a gap in between some tables. And then we will add buckets of sand to them to see which bridge can hold up the most weight. And then lastly is the totemship class, which is just if you have any scouts that need to earn their totemship, that will be a good chance for them to earn it, especially if they're taking, I believe it's woodwork and wood carving, both require that as a handicraft merit badge. So if you have any scouts that need that, that is there. Then Tuesday, move on up. We have the cast iron cook-off, which starts as soon as afternoon merit badges end. We'll have everyone come up to the parade grounds and we'll have a cast iron cook-off. Afterwards, we'll once again be open swim and open boat down at Aquatics. We will have cowboy action up on the shooting ranges, which will be, make sure I get it right, single action rifles, revolvers, and double-barreled shotguns. That is for scouts. I believe it's also 13 plus. And yeah, it's basically going to be a Wild West adventure, essentially. So if you have any interest in that, that'll be Tuesday night. And then additionally, we will have a chess tournament in the dining hall Tuesday night, right after Cast Iron Cook-Off wraps up. Okay, do you want to talk about
Sure.
Wednesday?
Yeah, I can talk about Wednesday. Unless Josh, do you want to talk about Wednesday?
You can do it.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, Wednesday night, right after dinner is going to be the all camp interfaith service. So everybody will go to the All Faiths Chapel right outside the office to do the worship service, and then we've kind of restructured the Wednesday night. So anybody familiar with the camp program, we've kind of made a couple changes to kind of lump other stuff together, so everybody's not walking all the way across camp all the time to pick and choose what they want to do. So everything on Wednesday night is now going to be within the parade grounds. We're going to have the branding irons out, and then we will have OA Cracker Barrel, which was originally on Tuesday night, kind of fighting with the cast iron cook-off. That's now on Wednesday night, and we'll also have all the OA activities that normally happen out on the parade grounds. And then one of the other changes that we're going to make this year is that we are going to move the OA call-out ceremony, which usually preceded Friday night campfire, to Wednesday night for just other simplicity's sakes of not making Friday night campfire go so long. Anybody who came out for OA night originally only now has come out on Wednesdays. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good change. I think it really kind of simplifies our Wednesday night. But yeah, I think that all encompasses Wednesday. We're moving on to Thursday. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Somebody take it.
I'll talk about this. So anyone familiar with our camp, historically what has been called the Iron Man competition is now getting rebranded to the Iron Scout competition. It is a 5-leg relay race that goes all across camp. Traditionally starts at the rifle range and then the archery range and then biking across camp down to the swim dock, and then someone swims in the lake, and then lastly a runner that runs up Cardiac Hill and touches the American flagpole. This is really the main event of Thursday. We greatly encourage all units get a team together. If it's all people in your unit, you can find people from other units. If we get some leaders that want to make a team, have a leader team. We'll probably have it's a lot of fun. It's really the main event of Thursday. It's a culmination of just all the fun stuff we've gotten to do throughout the week. And then afterwards, we invite everyone up to the parade grounds to have a camp-wide Cracker Barrel.
Mm-hmm. I'm also, I usually, sometimes the ranges will stay open a little bit later as well for anybody. But I don't
Yes, we have kept ranges open since it starts at rifle and archery. Once everyone has gone through and done the Iron Scout, then we'll leave the ranges open until it starts getting dark.
Yeah, same thing with aquatics.
Yeah.
Yep, that's me.
That's you.
Okay. This is the other outpost adventure I was talking about. So this will also occur on Thursday night. for Scouts 13 and over. We will gather a group of people who want to go on the backpacking outpost adventure, and this one will take them off-site for an overnight experience. So the expectation is as soon as the Scouts are out of their afternoon merit badge, meet up at the office with all of their supplies, and we will go ahead and bus them to the, is this the historic trail or the old military trail? Old military trail at the starting point here, and they will hike along all the way down here. It's around a 3-mile hike, and they'll end up at the, that's Longview, isn't it?
Slough Creek.
That's Slough Creek? Okay, that's at the Slough Creek camping area where they'll stay overnight, and they'll rejoin your unit the following morning, so Friday morning. More information will be posted about that, since this is a new program, and we're still we're still kind of just getting the kinks out and stuff. So a detailed guide of what Scouts need to bring will be published and presented to you. So yeah.
Maybe. I'm not on the right spot on my computer.
I don't know. Let's see. No, you weren't.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Alright, next up is the Golden Dustpan Award. Very coveted award every summer. It is largely based on cleanliness of the campsite. So you can see some of the requirements up here. So the main things are that, like I said, the campsite is clean, so no trash out around. That tents are arranged well. We kind of changed the wording on that. If you've been out there before, it used to be very specific of how you set up your tents. Now it's more just based around people's ability to walk through your campsite without having tripping hazards. And then the other main change was that flags. We used to require that you had all 4 flags, U.S., state, troop, and patrol in the campsite in order to get full points. This year, you only need 2 of those 4 flags to get all the points. And then under health and safety, again, pretty general, just having the latrine clean, and then having a unit fire guard chart, which we will provide at check-in, posted and available, as well as having a general first aid kit out and available for anyone in the campsite. Then lastly is the category of Scout Spirit, which has the unit duty roster filled out and posted. Normally we have a board on your latrine that you can post all of these things on, along with anything else you would like. And then also camp gadgets, so this can be clotheslines, shoe dryers, racks for your water jugs, any number of things that the Scouts would like to build in the campsite. And then next up is the Honor Unit Award. So this is something that your unit can work on throughout the entire week. The requirements are that you have to have a campsite assessment score of 120 4 out of the 5 days. For reference, the assessment is out of 200 total points. You have to complete a service project that is approved by the camp ranger during your time at camp, and you have to be on time to all flag ceremonies throughout the week in proper uniform, which is, make sure I say this right, activity uniform in the morning, field uniform in the evening, which would be Class B's morning, Class A's evening. And then, oh, screen went dark again, cool. Additionally, there are a list of, I believe, 12 electives that you can choose 8 of. They vary from cleaning shower houses, leading a flag ceremony, signing up for next year's summer camp. I'm trying to remember what all the other ones are. But it's basically, if you get your unit involved at camp and participate in various activities, then you can work your way towards earning the Honor Unit Award. Got there. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, skits for Friday, and then participate in any of these special events throughout the week. Okay, what's next?
I gotcha.
So, and I'll get Josh back again.
Yeah. Get Josh.
Laptop's being finicky.
That's all right. All right, so check-in and check-out process. So, 2 weeks before your arrival at camp, please make sure that you are watching your emails. I will email you your arrival time on the Sunday that your unit will arrive. Please make sure you are as close to your arrival time as possible. That just kind of helps the process go along quite, quickly and orderly. Make sure you have all of your appropriate paperwork. This includes dietary restriction forms, if they haven't already been sent, all the med forms that you need for your stay. This is parts A, B, and C. Every scout needs all 3 parts, and adults need all 3 parts. Be ready for your swim checks at the lakefront. This also is more information about this is in the leader and program guides, so please look there if you have any questions. But a lot of times, some units will have a already pre-done swim checks, so you need to bring that form signed by somebody who is authorized to do swim checks. And you still need to go down to the lakefront because that's where you'll be getting wristbands for identification for scouts. All vehicles must be approved before driving beyond the parking lot. Normally something we like doing is having our camp masters are out there and they will guide you back to your campsite. So they'll be kind of your chauffeur back there. Please do not just as soon as you get there go drive into your campsite. We like to just make sure we know where everybody's going. You will have parking passes that will allow you to drive on camp. You need to come to the office to get that. So, the biggest thing is you will have a campsite host that will be chauffeuring you around, your scouts around. So if you need to be communicating with them, whether or not you are wanting to have swim checks done, what the priority lists are for your unit. They were pretty flexible with that, but make sure that you are ready for swim checks. Either having swim trunks on when you get there or having them packed at the top of your pack when coming to camp. I think that's about it on check-in and checked out. Oh, yes. So, what to bring early. So, campership forms. This is a big one. They end April 1st, like we have already said. The dietary restrictions is for our cook staff, and we say a good rule of thumb is to have it 2 weeks out before your session, but if you already know you're coming to our camp, please find the dietary restriction form and either on our website or on the program at a leader guide, and fill it out as soon as possible and get it sent to me, because the earlier that we have it on there, the better we can plan for anybody with either food allergies or other dietary restrictions like that. What to bring with you is our target and range sports waivers. So if anybody's taking archery, rifle, or shotgun, they will need a waiver signed by their parent. And it's always a hassle every year. Sometimes they don't get filled out, so we have to either call parents, get them to come out and sign it, get them to send it in digitally, what have you. That is a big one to have and that's not only if they're going to be taking a shooting merit badge, but it's if they plan to do archery, rifle, or shotgun at all during the week. They have to have the waiver signed if they want to be on the range. Like I said, health forms A, B, and C, and insurance card, any pre-camp swim checks, and if you have any planned early departures, there's also a form that you have to fill out, and you have to have the parent fill out along with the person who is picking them up's ID. We can get that when they're at camp. But if you have anybody that has to do some sports, has a birthday, and they're going to go off camp, what have you, a early departure form will need to be filled out. So, visitors. We welcome visitors during the day. If that's just a family member, any other person visiting camp, they cannot stay overnight unless they are a registered leader with the unit, YPT filled out and everything. But we welcome them home during the day, anywhere from basically the morning to night, but they have to check in at the camp office at the Welcome Center and receive a visitor badge. They have to receive a visitor badge, just so we know that they are not anybody. What's the word? Pup.
Yeah.
Yeah, pup. Basically, we need to know that they're there. And if they are going to eat meals with us, they will have to purchase a meal ticket up at the Welcome Center, so they can eat with us in the dining hall. So, yep. 2025. This is just a little outlook into 2025. We are looking to add the chemistry and electronics merit badges into the STEAM program in 2025. We are looking at maybe some new possible outpost adventures, and we're planning to have more information about 2025 in May at the May roundtables, but then we'll actually have a 2025 camp preview document published in August. So we're really looking forward to this summer, but it's never too early to start thinking about the next one. So we just wanted to give that. Anybody, Josh, do you have anything to say? Brendan, do you have anything to say about 2025?
It's gonna be fun.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the big one. That's the big one right there. So
So yeah, the only thing is, yeah, like you said, we're looking to add 2 more merit badges to STEAM, and then hopefully we might add another competition or 2. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, that's, like I said, that's just the beginning. We're planning to add more and more stuff as we go. My laptop continues to not want to function, which is great. We get through it, we're fine.
yeah.
I think the next one was just asking for questions.
Yeah, I think that was the end of our what we had planned for our information session. So we're gonna stay on for a little bit longer just to answer any questions. I don't think there's been any questions in the chat currently, but if anybody has anything to say, we will be open to questions, comments, concerns, critiques, anything else. But yeah, I'm trying to think a little bit on if there's anything missed. So we are also looking for just a few more staff members. We have a pretty good staff list filled out so far. There are spots for a outdoor skills director and a handicraft director still available. So if anybody is interested in anybody watching is interested, please contact me. We can get talking about that, or if you know anybody that might be interested. They don't necessarily have to be in scouting. That is a big plus, but we can get them registered and get them comfortable within the roles there. Or yeah, I know that's it about staffing. Oh yes, and a STEAM director as well. Yeah, so we have our resources, the Camp Jayhawk webpage, and where this is being streamed at, the Valley Scout Reservation Facebook page, are going to be your 2 main sources of finding out more information. If you want to be added to an email list, please email me. My email can be found in documents on there. And we are starting to post pretty darn frequently on the Facebook page, so to get the fastest news possible, let's go ahead and follow the Facebook page. Yes, this is the last. Okay, good. So yeah, I don't think there's any questions.
I don't think there are.
Okay. Well. Yeah. All right. If there are no comments or questions or anything,
I have something I want to mention.
oh, Josh, you're back. You flew in from the screen.
Yep. Just want to remind everybody, we forgot to mention it for the Cast Iron Chef cook-off, but since everybody will be cooking their own food at that, please take a look at the list of ingredients that you will be getting in the program guide. One of those ingredients is raw chicken, diced raw chicken. So make sure that you plan accordingly for that. And we will have thermometers available. So take a look, start planning what your meal is going to be, so that we can all have some pretty good meals for Tuesday night.
Alright, cool. Final words. If you have registered, thank you for registering your unit to camp with us this summer. We still have campsites available and open for both sessions. So if you haven't registered yet, you still have a little bit before any deadlines start hitting. So the earlier you get registered, the more prepared we will be moving on forward. And thank you everybody for attending. In the information session tonight, the recording of this will be found still right here on the Facebook page, and it will be uploaded to YouTube and will be sent out in an email. So it can be found in multiple places, and if you have any questions that come up whatsoever, please don't be afraid to reach out. So I think that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for tuning in.